For example, when I first wake up in the morning, I'm going to drink at least, you know, um, 20 ounces of water. I'm going to drink a nice amount of water. Okay, just to get my body going. Every function of the body requires water, not juice, not soda. Every function of the body requires water. Water is key. Water is boss. Peace and blessings. Welcome to Healing God's Way. I am Rainey Daii White, your hostess. Here at Healing God's Way, we discuss the three main branches of service that God created for us to govern. The same way that He put Adam in charge of the garden, the three main branches of service, which are the family, the worship sanctuary, and the outreach of the community, or the governing, the government, the governing of the communities. Okay. So from those three main branches, everything else trickles down. And we're responsible. So um, right now we're in the throes of a series. The series being How to Eat to Live During COVID-19. Now, mind you, this is a spiritual thing, okay, that requires prayer and fasting and kingdom revelation or divine insight. So, trust and believe before I came to speak with you, that's exactly what mode I was in. And if you make the decision to participate, then know that that's part of what's required, prayer and fasting, so that you can get an understanding. Because see, just like in the day of Moses, when the people were let go and they entered the wilderness, and there was some time, quite a bit of time before they entered to the promised land. Now, mind you, not everyone made it into the promised land. Well, what we're going through right now, the racial divide, or the racial pandemic, and also the health pandemic, this is our wilderness. And what we're praying for, fasting for, and asking for understanding and guidance is that allow us to make us to the other side, allow us to enter the promised land. That's my prayer. My prayer for you is that all of His people, the folks that are worshiping the Most High, that we make it to the other side of this worldwide crisis. Okay, that's the prayer. And so this is a spiritual journey. The things that I'm sharing with you is not a theory that I got. This is a word that God gave me to deliver to His people. So you're going to hear some things that are familiar. You're going to hear some things that are not so familiar. And when I say that it's a spiritual thing and that not everyone is going to make it to the other side. And one of the reasons they're not going to make it is because they've decided in their mind that how they eat already is good enough. They've decided that, hey, they're at the age of 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Like, oh, God has brought me this far doing what I'm doing and I don't plan on changing type of attitude. Okay? That type of thinking is not going to make it to the other side. Okay? Because it is going to require some discipline. So, all are invited. You are invited. But this message is primarily for the next generation thinker, the next generation believer, the next generation kingdom builder. You know, I had this friend named Jose. He was a co-worker. Actually, he was my Hispanic brother. We had worked together since we were both kids. And you know, he worked hard and he played hard. Every weekend, you know, hey, you know, ay, 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 you know, and he liked to have fun. And so I remember him telling me that he did not want to live to old age, that he did not want to be broken down. He didn't want to, he wanted to live his youthful life. He decided at a young age, because he had seen, you know, his grandparents get old, you know, and he felt that their conditions were hereditary. And I used to tell him, Jose, no, the only thing that's the same or hereditary is the foods that you eat, the lifestyle, you know. So if you have the same lifestyle and you're eating the same foods, then yes, you can expect those same ailments. Well, in any case, he got his wish. He died early. He died as a young man. He continued living as his parents did, as his grandparents did. He ate what they ate, and consequently, he died of the same ailments that they did. Yeah, I miss him. He wants you to have this information is because when no one's here to teach you, then you have to learn by trial and error, to going through these experiences. Or everything that I'm sharing with you comes from two sources. It's either my direct experience or divine revelation. And actually, it combines the two. Because when he tells me how to do a thing, and I'm trying to follow the directions on the container for our bodies, you know, I'm just as guilty as you are, where I try to modify and do my own thing. All right? But each time he sends me back to the drawing board where I have to start over again. And what it has proven to me that he knows what he's talking about. He's his boss. And each time that I fail and I go back through the process, when I do it his way, it works every time. And that's my question to you. Have you ever really did things God's way and it didn't work? Okay? Because he has the recipe, he has a formula, he has the regimen for everything. And if we do it, whether it's in the physical or the spiritual, if we do it his way, it works every time, guaranteed. So I'm sharing these words with you so that we can make it to the other side of the pandemic, so that we can make it to the other side of the wilderness, You're invited. It's up for you to decide if you're going to go. Okay, so now let's talk about water. Water. Okay, what kind of word picture can I describe for water? Okay, so now you have a fast track bullet train for the blood vessels, and you have a fast track bullet train for the digestive tract. So the nutrients stand on the platform, and the receptors tell the nutrients, depending upon what you ate, tell the nutrients where the bullet train is supposed to take them. Whether the nutrients supposed to go to the heart, nutrients supposed to go to the eyes, and the nutrients supposed to go to the ears, the nutrients supposed to go to, wherever the nutrients supposed to go, these receptors tell them, all aboard! Okay? Tell them where they're going. Okay? Almost similar to your digestive tract. The bulk of your food that's now waste because the nutrients have been extracted, right? So now all you have is pulp, which is officially waste. It has no purpose for the body. The body has no purpose for it. It's done doing its job. It needs to exit stage left immediately. Otherwise, if it stays in the body in a moist container at 96 degrees, come on, what happens to food when it's not properly stored? Okay? So now, it needs to be on a fast track bullet train to exit. It has to travel through 22 feet. 22 feet of small intestines. "22 feet. It goes curve, curve, curve. 22 feet. And then at the end, you have an additional 5 feet. That's the colon. That's where it opens up wide. And the waste is supposed to shoot out into the bowl. So now, if we're eating sticky foods, comfort foods, worse yet, we're not drinking enough water. If we're not drinking enough water, how do you think that food is going to make it through that narrow tubing of small intestines and hit all around those curves? You need to have plenty of water for your particular body. So now this is going to be a kind of gross, but imagine. I'm trying to think of a word picture. Excuse me. That's not too gross. Well, I got to go with this one until I think of something else. Okay, because not everyone has been a homeowner or has, used a power wash. You know how you have a power wash and you're cleaning the side of the home, and how much force and how much water you need to wash down that siding of the home? Or, okay. Your neighbor was walking their dog, and there was some poop left on your driveway. You go and you get the water hose. Now, whether the poop has been there a little while or if it's been there a long time. Okay, just imagine, just roll with me. So now you get the water hose, and it has the gun on it, right? And you spraying, and you got to break up that poop. Then after you break it up, then you got to scoot it along into the street, or over into the grass somewhere. Imagine how much water it took to break up that poop. And if it was dry, oh my God, it even took longer. It took more water. So, just imagine your meal. See, imagine a water park ride, okay? You're on an inner tube, and you're in a constant current or flow of water. That's how your digestive system should move that mass or move that pulp out of your body. But no, it's dry. It's dry. It takes days for that poop to exit because your riverbed is dry. Why? Because you're eating foods that absorbs the water. So, when you're eating trail mix, nuts of all sorts, comfort foods like dressing and, my favorite, mac and cheese, or any type of noodles or pasta, whatever, it's absorbing your water bed, the little water that you drink. So now, the school of thought for the last few years, and I happen to agree with it, and I've tested it out. It does my body fine. And that is, you want to drink half in ounces, half of your body weight in water. So, for example, if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to drink 100 ounces of water. 28 ounces, which is a gallon. So this is approximately how much water you're going to be drinking per day. That's just on GP. That's just for walking around. That's just so you won't have a heart attack. That's just so your eyes will blink, so you can swallow, so you can blow your nose. Right? People go around with crusty noses and having to put eye drops in because their eyes drop. Well, you may not be drinking enough water. Okay? So again, the equation is half of your body weight in ounces. Half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, then you want to drink 50 ounces of water. Okay? 200 pounds, you want to drink 100 ounces of water. Make sense? If you're 300 pounds, you want to lose some weight. If you're 300 pounds, you want to drink 150 ounces of water. Now, mind you, that's just for normal function. That's just for you getting up and going throughout your day. If you are an athlete and you working out, your body's going to require more water. If you're eating, okay, and you need that waste to travel through your gut, you need to have more water. See, that basic formula, half of your body weight in ounces, is just for normal function. What happens is this. When we go to bed, let's say you have a regular 9 to 5 situation, and you go to bed at 10 o'clock and you get up at 10 p.m. and you get up at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. When you get to your REM sleep in between 1 and 3, that's when your body is repairing itself, and it needs water to do that. Okay. See, I'm going to have to break this down. I need to break this down, and we're going to do short little videos. That way we can knit the threads together, knit the yarn, and put together the garment. And some folks will tell you, MDs will tell you, oh, you're drinking too much water. That could be the case. If, and mind you, what they need to tell you is the if part. Okay, if someone tells you that you're drinking too much water, that tells me that you have blockage somewhere, that you have chronic inflammation or edema somewhere in the body. Okay, there's a blockage in the vessels, in the lymphatic system, and so if you have the blockage here and you're drinking water, it's not moving the blockage along because you're not moving. Okay, that's another lesson. That's another lesson. All right, see, what happens is this. Every function in the body, every body function requires water, okay? Every body function has a pump, except every body function has a pump. It uses the heart or the lungs to facilitate, except for the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system does not use a pump. It only moves if the extremities move. If your legs move, if your arms move, then your lymphatic system moves. So, during the pandemic, you have young people and mature, or the young at heart, okay? You're not moving around as much. You become either couch potatoes or computer slugs, where you're sitting in front of the computer all day. You need to move around, okay? So your lymphatic system can do its job. The lymphatic system is the blood's waste system, just like you have the digestive system for the bulk or waste factor for the food that you just digested. Well, the lymphatic system is the waste system for the blood, and it does not have a pump like all the other body functions do. The lymphatic system only moves if you move. So, if you are a couch potato or a computer slug, or you matured and you're not as active, then you may begin to have edema or blocked vessels because the waste is not exiting the bloodline. The lymphatic system only moves when you move. It only moves when you move. only moves when you move. It 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 only moves when you move. If you find benefit or find value in this channel, I want you to like and subscribe and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Yay!